Imagine being in the position of the most influential person in the world, exercising power over countless individuals and having almost unlimited freedom to act. However, this level of greatness brings relentless challenges, war conflicts, epidemics, deception, and all kinds of rejections. What would it be like to live a life full of these challenges? Marcus Aurelius, Roman Emperor. I face this reality almost every day. Certainly, this experience is deeply exhausting, capable of plunging anyone into a feeling of powerlessness and desolation. In this video, I will reveal how Marcus Aurelius found in Stoicism the philosophical basis for its existence, turning it into a powerful antidote against constant discontent before continuing. I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to all of you for your continued support. Your comments, shares, and every liking are the fuel that fuels my passion to spread this philosophy that has been my salvation and radically transform my life to all. My deepest gratitude. Now let's move on. Sometimes it's hard to understand why someone doesn't respond to your attempts to communicate. And you feel like you're walking on fragile ground. However, just because that person doesn't react doesn't mean you have to give in and let her triumph over you. How to reverse the situation and turn this rejection into an advantage. At the end of this video, you will discover strategies for dealing with someone's indifference and learn how to apply reverse psychology to trigger a change in that person's attitude. Let's start in a different way today. Instead of a traditional introduction, let's start with a countdown. Learn how to control your emotions and unlock your true potential with our personal growth manual. Click the link in the first fixed comment to get it now, or visit text.com.br. Let's start number 15. Let's start. Embrace authenticity. When you face someone's indifference, it is essential to remember the importance of authenticity. Maintain a sincere attitude and be faithful to your principles, and do not change your behavior or values to win the attention of others. Authenticity means accepting and expressing your true self, including your emotions, thoughts, and desires. By being authentic, you connect more deeply with your identity and values, which is crucial for emotional and mental well-being. In addition, this attitude helps to attract and maintain more meaningful and healthy relationships based on honesty and mutual respect. Stoic philosophy teaches us that authenticity is a form of respect for ourselves and others, encouraging us to live according to our principles. By embracing your authenticity, you release yourself from the need for external approval and foster a greater sense of peace and satisfaction in your life. Number 14. Develop inner resilience. Facing indifference or rejection may be an opportunity to strengthen your inner resilience rather than focusing on the person who ignores you. Use this experience as a catalyst for personal growth. Take time to reflect on your strengths and areas for improvement. Take part in activities that nourish your spirit and promote your well-being, such as meditation, physical exercise, or learning new skills. By doing so, you not only improve your quality of life, but it also builds a solid foundation of self-esteem and self-confidence. This approach allows us to face adverse situations with greater serenity, in line with the Stoic principles of self-control and adaptability. In the end, the goal is to achieve a state of inner peace and personal satisfaction that does not depend on the approval or attention of others, but on one's own evaluation and acceptance. Number 13. Answer with indifference. Interestingly, sometimes the best reaction to someone who ignores you is to do the same. Although it may seem unconventional, this tactic is often surprisingly effective. Turning this challenge into an opportunity for your personal growth is not just an obstacle to overcome. It is an opportunity to stand out through patience and wisdom. Instead of replicating one's own disinterest, embark on a path of self-knowledge and emotional strength. Reflect on your principles, pay attention to your actions, and cultivate your emotional independence. It is not about winning in a trivial game of attention, but about perfecting the art of serenity and self-control. Remember that on the stage of life you have control of the script. Build your narrative with honor, resilience, and insight. Let's make this moment a step towards a more powerful and stoic version of you. Number 12. Maintain emotional balance. In the face of the challenge of being ignored by others, it is natural to feel tempted to react emotionally. However, the most effective answer is to keep calm. The Stoic view of these situations highlights the importance of maintaining calm and strengthening emotional resilience. If you find yourself in a situation where you are ignored, the Stoic approach encourages you to reflect internally. Instead of responding emotionally, it is crucial to keep calm and exercise empathy. Pay attention to self-awareness and act with dignity and respect. For example, in the face of someone's indifference, the philosophy of history would advise to continue to show politeness and kindness without waiting for a definite reaction. You could politely ask if something is wrong or if the person wants to speak, but always without exerting pressure or seeking personal validation. If the person sticks to his attitude, keep composure and choose to behave appropriately, avoiding showing irritability or vulnerability. Instead, focus on yourself and your own actions, show strength, self-confidence, and understand that the actions of others should not affect your self-esteem or values. History teaching is clear. We should focus on what we can control, our actions and attitudes, and accept what we can't control, such as the actions of others. This reflects the historical ideals of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation in our communication. Number 11. Disconnect from your thoughts. An effective strategy when someone ignores you is simply disconnect from your thoughts. This means not focusing on the person, but on yourself. Start by redirecting your attention, making a list of your goals, and starting to work towards achieving them. Get involved in new hobbies or projects, make plans with friends and family, and enjoy those moments to the fullest. Take time to reflect and consider ways to improve yourself. This attitude will help you develop a positive mindset and shift your focus away from the person who ignores you. Soon, you will realize that her indifference is irrelevant in your life. If this is your first time on my channel, I ask you to help me by subscribing and giving likes in the video so I can continue to create more content like this. In the future, we will continue. We'll start in an unusual way. Today, instead of the traditional introduction, let's start with a countdown. Learn how to control your emotions and unlock your true potential with our personal growth manual. Click the link to the first fixed comment to get it now, or visit texto.com.br. Let's start with number 10. Validate your estimate. In situations where you feel and are ignored, it can be tricky to decide how to act. One answer is to show your worth by highlighting your skills, sense of humor, and charm. From the point of view of Stoics, in the face of the neglected situation, it is very important to focus on showing one's own value through personal virtue and moral behavior, rather than impressing one's own interests only by intelligence or humor. Stoicism advocates showing value through wisdom, goodness, and integrity. For example, if you feel overlooked in a conversation, participate constructively, share your knowledge humbly, respond respectfully, and listen carefully. Focus on being authentic and showing your strengths in a way that is consistent with the Stoic values of self-improvement. And respect for number 9. Limit interaction. If a person ignores you, one measure to consider is to reduce contact. Stop sending messages and don't insist on connections at social events. Avoid talking to this person or making eye contact. This approach allows you to maintain your dignity and focus on your well-being, rather than sticking to one-sided interaction. Number 8. Refute your presumption. One reaction to being overlooked may be to show that the other person's perception of you is wrong. Demonstrate that you have abilities and qualities that she doesn't recognize. If she thinks you don't understand a particular topic, show your understanding with a clever comment or an interesting story. If she continues to ignore it, don't take it to the personal side. Focus on your personal growth. And in cultivating your self-esteem, keep a respectful distance. When someone decides to ignore you, one feasible tactic is to act as if the person is not present. This means not taking the initiative in conversations or establishing eye contact, but seeking to interact with others in situations where interaction is inevitable. Make sure the conversation is strictly professional and avoid dealing with personal topics that may trigger conflict. If indifference persists, it is best not to react and simply to withdraw from the situation. Number 6. Strengthen your social position with Stoic philosophy. The construction of your social status according to Stoic philosophy should not focus on impressing others, but on your own personal development. In their contribution to the community, they engage in activities such as exercising, cultivating hobbies, learning new skills, professional progress, voluntary work, and social connection. These actions help to develop their character and contribute to the collective well-being. Number 5. Look for positive distractions. When faced with someone's indifference, looking for positive distractions can be an excellent strategy to clear your mind and focus on yourself. Take part in your favorite activities, such as going to the movies, doing sports, or taking a walk in the park. Gather with friends to maintain a positive atmosphere, and remember your value number 4. Choose reflective silence. In response to being ignored, you can choose silence with a Stoic approach. Use this moment for an inner reflection on your own thoughts and emotions, seeking to understand them with clarity and maturity. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of reacting in a way consistent with one's personal virtues and moral integrity. Number 3. Cultivate your self-confidence. In situations where you find yourself being ignored, resisting the temptation to beg for attention is crucial. Instead, focus on generating a sense of value and emotional autonomy. Seek fullness in your activities and personal interests. Stay true to your values and relate, if with others, in a genuine way without relying on external validation. Number 2. Cultivate politeness with emotional detachment. In situations where someone ignores you, it is important not to take it to the personal side or react negatively. It is the right attitude to act kindly while maintaining a healthy emotional distance. This is in line with the Stoic practice of not customizing situations and keeping calm. Number 1. Keep your calm and confident. When you are in a situation where someone ignores you, it is crucial not to show signs of distress or frustration. Instead, keep calm and move on with your life as if nothing has changed. Maintain your composure and self-confidence, demonstrating that the other person's attitude does not impact your self-esteem or identity. Remember that your value is not defined by how others treat you, but by what you are. And it reflects how you behave in difficult situations. On the way to understanding genuine intentions and relationships, It reveals whether a fundamental truth you deserve relationships based on reciprocity and respect. Every day gives us a new opportunity, a blank handkerchief where our actions are the traces that shape the portrait of our existence. So we begin to practice acts of goodness today. And watch how these actions transform and beautify our world. Imagine a strong trunk, deeply rooted in the earth. It represents the silent resistance we seek to cultivate. Let us learn the art of staying stable and strong, even in the face of adversity. Our goal is to teach how to strengthen this resistance by making them less susceptible to external and internal turmoil. Every challenge we face turns into an opportunity to grow, just like a tree, which, although moving in the wind, is not knocked down by the storm. We must learn to dwarf ourselves to be vulnerable to difficulties. This learning process will enable us to be the architects of our own destiny, maintaining a solid, robust, and calm posture even in the midst of chaos. In this video, we will explore the 18 Stoic principles of Epictetus, a renowned philosopher whose ideas have stood the test of time. In addition, I invite you to embark on a journey of self-knowledge, where you will find that the true strength lies in the tranquility that illuminates our path. So, in the next few minutes, focus on this content and keep away from daily distractions. Shall we go together? Learn and grow. Principle 1. Listen more than you speak. This principle reminds us that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, a clear indication that we should value listening more than speaking. Epictetus teaches us that listening carefully enables us to learn and understand the world around us better. When we listen actively, we gain a wider understanding of the views and experiences of others. Instead of indulging in our own voice, we should cherish and learn from the thoughts and experiences of others. Thus, true growth and progress in life are achieved through the absorption of the knowledge shared by those around us. Therefore, redirect your attention by listening with empathy, openness, and humility to encourage a rich dialogue. And a deeper understanding of the world we live in. Principle 2. Be prepared to fail, because it is the only way to make progress in our pursuit of success. Often, we avoid failure at all costs. However, Epictetus teaches us that failure is not an obstacle, but an invaluable opportunity for growth and improvement. Instead of being seen as a fool for making mistakes, we should embrace the possibility of failure as a means of moving forward. This view challenges the conventional concept of success, showing that it is not a sudden event, but a continuous learning process. Epictetus encourages us to see error as a catalyst to improve our skills and move us closer to excellence. Through the process of trial and error, we overcome obstacles and get closer and closer to our goals, both professionally and personally. Principle 3. Always expect the worst. Anxiety, the result of constant anticipation of unfavorable circumstances, can plunge us into a continuous state of stress. We worry about the future, fearing that our loved ones will disappoint us, that we are facing financial problems, or that other setbacks surprise us. Epictetus challenges us to consider that what we fear most may have already happened. This mentality, although puzzling at first, drives our spirits to develop coping and adaptation strategies. Assuming that the worst has happened, we equip ourselves with psychological resilience to meet the challenges that may arise. In this way, we cultivate a kind of resilience which enables us to face the future more calmly and confidently. Principle 4. Be aware of the dangers of wealth. Many people desire to achieve wealth, but few recognize the dangers that accompany it. It's not just about people coming close by pretending to be friendly, but about the transformative power of money itself on us, which is not always beneficial. By acquiring wealth, we can become complacent and deviate from the true pleasures of life. This is a warning to us to be cautious and vigilant in situations of material abundance, so that wealth does not change our fundamental principles and values. Principle number 5, don't cling to a single hope. As human beings, we have the ability to dream and pursue multiple goals. Putting all our hopes on one goal can be risky because failure on that goal can be devastating. Epictetus encourages us to diversify our dreams and aspirations. By pursuing multiple paths, we increase our chances of achieving our goals, allowing us to be flexible and resilient. In this way, we are better prepared to deal with setbacks and seize the opportunities that life presents to us. Before we proceed, I would like to invite you to become a member of our Stoic channel. Together, we can explore the principles of Stoicism and find the inner strength to meet the challenges of life. Just click the Be a Member button below and be part of this self-discovery journey. Come on, join us. Let's grow up together. Principle number 6, true wealth resides in a spirit contented for the Epictet. Happiness is not what we don't have, but what we already have. This reflection goes beyond mere thinking. It is a piece of advice to stop regretting what is missing and to appreciate what we have already achieved. We waste precious moments of happiness by complaining when we could have been grateful for what we had. Thus, a rich person is first and foremost a happy person, finding satisfaction not in the accumulation of material wealth, but in gratitude for what he already has. Principle 7. Always remember that death is at the end of the road. This counsel is not an invitation to pessimism, but a reflection on the finite nature of life. Death is inevitable, and being aware of this truth prompts us to cherish the limited time we have. This awareness leads us to reconsider our priorities, focusing on meaningful experiences and relationships rather than accumulating material wealth. Adopting this perspective helps us to live every moment with authenticity and fullness, knowing that our time is precious and limited. Principle number 8. Incorporate humility into your life. To really learn something is essential to unlearn what we believe. Knowing Epictetus invites us to use humility, especially in learning, to live with pride in knowledge. It takes us away from true learning that arises from the belief that we are ignorant about what we intend to learn. So we will see everything with the eyes of a child, full of the ability to marvel and desire to learn. Humility enriches our knowledge and fosters empathy and openness to new ideas and perspectives. Principle 9. Take responsibility for your actions. We often walk away when someone sneaks near us for fear of infection. However, we are not so careful to avoid one of the deadliest infections, the influence of negative people. The people around us influence our mental state. Some drain our energy, while others fill us with joy and vigor. Therefore, it is wise to surround us with those who bring good vibrations. And keep us away from those who make us regret. This principle reminds us of the importance of choosing our company well in order to maintain a positive and productive mental state. Principle number 10. Guilt is synonymous with pride. Limited people blame others. Ordinary people blame themselves, but wise people think all blame is useless. This Epictet phrase, it is the basis for therapists to approach guilt as a feeling to be eradicated. The only way to overcome guilt is to refuse to play with it. The problem is that blaming others or ourselves exempts us from the responsibility of correcting mistakes. Appealing for guilt is a temptation that is hard to avoid, but people determined to overcome it are able to take responsibility for their actions. Principle number 11. Never forget that your reactions shape your destiny. Our reactions determine our success or failure. Epictetus teaches that we cannot choose what happens, but we can choose how to react. Misfortune can hit anyone, but what we do with it makes a difference. For some people, divorce means depression and victimization, but for Epictetus, it is an opportunity to know yourself. Remember that your life is defined not by what happens, but by what you do with it. Principle number 12. Always do your duty. Each of us has a role in society. The sun rises every day without praise, and so we must fulfill our obligations without waiting for recognition. If we expect to be reminded to do our job, we are failing. Knowing our task and knowing that others depend on it forces us to accomplish it. This principle emphasizes the importance of individual responsibility and commitment to our obligations, showing that acting with integrity and dedication contributes to the greater good, not just personal satisfaction. Principle 13. When we allow other people's words and deeds to affect us, we lose control of our lives. Each of us has an inner key that can lead us to happiness or emotional ruin. We must build a barrier against negative influences because we are responsible for what we allow to affect us. Principle number 14. Choose simplicity. It is to choose to live without the weight of material worries. By cutting back on extravagance and financial commitments, we release energy to what really matters in life. Living with simplicity is not about depriving ourselves, but prioritizing what is essential to our happiness and well-being. Principle 15. Ignoring those who hate us is a great act. We must not allow the negativity of others to affect our peace of mind. By focusing on our own lives and positive relationships, we preserve our energy for what really matters. Principle 16. True wealth lies in true friendships, which support us in difficult times and celebrate with us the joys of life. Cultivating true friendship is an invaluable investment. That lasts beyond material change. Principle 17. We must focus our attention on what we can control and accept what is beyond our power. By practicing acceptance, we reduce stress and anxiety and live a more balanced and peaceful life. Principle 18. We can always draw something positive from any situation. It is our duty to seek the benefit even in adversity. By adopting this mentality, we can grow up and overcome the challenges of life with interest and resilience. The teachings of history provide us with practical wisdom to face the ups and downs of life with integrity and courage when we apply these principles in our journey. We found a path to personal growth and achievement. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content about Stoic philosophy. Together, we can learn and grow towards a fuller and more meaningful life. See you next time.